I tried learning from Japan, not just what to cook, but how to cook. And honestly, it changed more than I expected. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Grill Pasture, where we are cooking up potential. Now, the 2026 World Cup is getting closer and closer, so we're learning from cultures from around the world that are competing for that trophy. And today it's Japan, who, if you ask me, are a very good and a very underrated team in this competition. And today we're going to be cooking up 4 dishes. Yes, I said 4 dishes. But first, if you missed the first 2 episodes with Mexico and Argentina, be sure to go back and check those episodes out too. Now, as we get started, I want to introduce you to my special guest.
Hi, I'm Linda. My connection to Japan is that my mother was born and raised in Japan. She taught me many things Japanese in nature.
I have a confession though. Linda is my mother-in-law. Not only is she a phenomenal human, but she's quite the cook herself too. Now, to set up these 4 things we're going to cook today, I want you to hear this extremely interesting and this extremely important phrase that really sums up the Japanese culture.
Tsume no aka o senjitenomu. Literally, it means to boil the dirt from under your nails and drink it. That sounds kind of weird to do, but what it really means is to follow in someone's footsteps or to learn from someone's excellent example.
You see, that idea, learning from others, even in the small things, that's what I wanted to try on the grill today. As I've done my research to kind of learn how to make these dishes in the most authentic Japanese way that I can. I've even made myself a makeshift Yakitori grill using my Weber kettle, using some bricks that I've wrapped in foil to be safe. Normally, bichutan charcoal is the way to go, but I'm going to be going with what I have today, some trusty Kingsford charcoal. All right, let's get started. And before we start dish number 1, we're going to make what's called tare. It's a sauce that we'll use for multiple dishes today. It's soy sauce, sake, mirin, sugar, and finally grated ginger. The exact measurements are in the description. We're going to stir all the ingredients for the tare in a small pan. We're going to cook it over medium heat, uncovered, until it's reduced by half. Then we're going to set it aside because it's time to prep dish number 1, yakitori.
Yakitori. This is essentially what we would call skewers. Now, I've pre-soaked wooden skewers for at least an hour in some water. We're going to be using chicken thighs and green peppers. Now, doing this, the first thing I noticed is the precision and consistency, of which I'm attempting to do as well. Consistency matters so much in Japanese culture and in cooking, and if we're honest, it really ought to be the same way with us as we cook. So let's get these skewered up, alternating the chicken and the green peppers. And since we were careful to make everything the same size, it helps give us a same, even cook, giving us better results. So now, let's get this on the grill. And as we're grilling this and we turn, we're going to brush each side with some of that tare sauce with every turn.
A characteristic that I think is very Japanese is their attention to detail. When I visited Japan a number of years ago, I got to take a class from a very well-known sushi chef. She was teaching us how to properly hold a knife and to cut tuna that would go in the sushi. She scolded us if we held the knife wrong or cut the tuna too thick or too thin. It had to be perfect.
Now this is learning from others. Now, let's prep dish number 2, Yaki Tomorokoshi. Yaki Tomorokoshi is basically grilled corn, but not like you've always done it. You simply husk and clean the corn, which I've already done ahead of time. Now the lesson here as we cook is layering flavor. Don't rush the flavor. We're layering it little by little using our tare sauce. So as we cook this corn, we're going to layer the flavor more and more. And every time we turn the corn, we will layer more tare. And after about 10 to 15 minutes, the corn is done. You've built it layer by layer. Dish number 3 is what's called onigiri. This one surprised me and I'm excited to try it. It's such a simple dish that really anyone can do. Onigiri is basically something like a rice ball, but on the grill. You can cook your rice just simply according to the instructions. Even a rice cooker is fine. Steamed rice is preferred though. Once the rice is finished cooking, mix the steamed rice in 2 tablespoons of the tare. Wet your hands with water and place a small handful in one hand and press and form into a triangle shape onigiri. Oil the surface of the grill first, then place the onigiri on the grill. Cook one side for 2 to 3 minutes until it's lightly browned. Flip to onigiri and brush the sauce on the browned surface. After 2 to 3 minutes, flip and brush the sauce on the other side. Then remove from the grill when both sides are browned. Simple ingredients, done well. And that's enough. Now this fourth and final dish is all about balance. It's called Negima. Negima is basically pork belly skewers with scallions. We cut the pork belly into 1/4 inch by 1/2 inch strips. Place the pork belly pieces in a bowl and add the barbecue rub. We're using a combination of salt, lime zest, and a touch of honey. Toss to coat each piece evenly. Chop the scallions into 1/2 inch pieces. Then assemble your skewers by threading alternating pieces of pork belly and scallions. Nothing overpowering. Everything just working together. Then we'll grill these, turning every couple minutes for an even, balanced cook. And we're even going to drizzle a little bit of the Bachan's barbecue sauce while they cook. And once they hit 145 degrees in the middle, they are done. Now, let's go taste all 4 of these dishes and see how we did.
As I reflect on my Japanese heritage, one of the things I appreciate most is the sense of beauty. You can see it in art, in clothing, and especially in the food. If you take a look at your sushi before you eat it, each piece is exacting in its precision. Each piece of sushi is a work of art in itself. Their creativity has given us a new way of tasting, a new flavor called umami.
You know, speaking of flavor and beauty and works of art, just look at these plates. It looks pretty good. I think I've done okay for myself, but I got to admit to you guys, this was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I don't know if it was the way that I built the grill or the way that I had things on the skewer or whatnot, but it was a lot more difficult to cook than I thought it was going to be. So if you've got tips, drop some comments below and let me know, hey, you should have done this, you should have done that. All right, enough of the talking. Let's get into the eating and tasting and see how we did. We're going to start with the chicken yakitori. Here we go. You know, I gotta say, I was very skeptical of this because there was no putting salt or pepper on this in the beginning, and we just layered a little bit of flavor on there. And so it was the consistency though, with the right sizes of meat and the green peppers, I think, that really did this well. So simple, so good. Now for the Yaki Tomorokoshi, where we layered on the flavors. Now that is the corn. So let's see how we did there. That tare on it did a lot more than I thought it would do. That's got a lot of flavor in it, and that is very good. You don't even have to add butter or anything to this. It is so flavorful. Now let's go in for the onigiri. Now this was a simple piece, but I gotta be honest, this is the one that I probably struggled with the most. Let's give it a shot. Okay. I'm gonna cut myself a little slack here. Now the idea is that the outside gets a little bit crispy, where the inside stays a little more fluffy. And I think I accomplished that, but I think I could have done a little better with cooking it a little bit longer on the grill to get a little more crispiness on the outside. But that flavor is there. It's really, really flavorful. Now it's time for the Negima. Now let's see how we did with that. Now this had the pork belly and the scallions on it. We're gonna go in for the pork belly bite first. I'm gonna have to tell you, I don't think I did that very well, to be honest with you. That meat could be a lot more tender, but the flavor is really good. So if you've got tips on maybe how I can make that a little bit more tender next time, let me know down in the comments too. But guys, I gotta tell you, when it comes to the flavors of these dishes, they're all fairly simple. Using that same tare sauce in most of these dishes, and you can really taste the difference in those flavors. It's not because it's fancy, I think it's because you just do it simple and you try to do it right. Guys, and that's why the Japanese dishes can taste so good. So I hope you guys will try some of these Japanese dishes too. I'm telling you guys, it's worth it. Okay, now one final thing. That phrase that we started with,
Tsume no aka o senjitenomu.
It's not about copying everything. It's about paying close attention and applying what works. And that is how growth happens. That's true for you and for me, and it's especially true for kids. When kids are given the right environment and people to learn from, their potential changes. And if you're curious why I'm even talking about that in the first place, check out the description below.
Simply put, if you believe that every kid deserves a better environment to grow, hit the like button and hit subscribe. That's one simple way that you can help. And together, let's keep cooking up potential all the way to the 2026 kickoff and beyond. I'm going to eat some more food.
I'm happy to see that Japan will be represented in the World Cup. As a little girl, I remember watching my mom watch the Olympics and to see her cheer for Japan. So in honor of my mother, I say, go Japan!